What's going on, guys? Today I want to take some time to explain why the Boruto manga only comes out monthly and why it's not a weekly release, and why the Naruto spin-off, the official sequel to the Naruto story, does not come out weekly, which makes sense given the fact that the Naruto manga ran weekly in Shonen Jump. And the answer might surprise a lot of you guys. And I'm not going to be using headcanon in this, so I'm not going to say that the manga is only running monthly to promote the anime, because using logic, that's actually false given the fact that the manga came out before the Boruto anime was even officially announced. And the information is given to us in Boruto Manga Volume Number 2, where the artist for the Boruto manga, Ikimoto, explains why Boruto is serialized in Shonen Jump on a monthly basis and not a weekly basis. And when you look at his answer, it might piss off some of you guys, but I think some of you all might be empathetic to what he's trying to say. So what I'm going to do now is read Ikimoto's quote and then come back and break down what exactly he said. And it's here that I'm going to be again quoting. Boruto is serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump, but is a special case, appearing only once a month. A weekly series is usually 19 pages per chapter, so monthly will be 4 times that, or about 76 pages. However, Boruto is 45 to 47 pages, only 60% of that. Still, it takes me about a week to produce the thumbnails, about 20 days to draw the final pages, and then the rest of the time is spent on coloring and other tasks. So I end up using pretty much a whole month. It's not something I asked for, and I have no idea whose decision it was, but I sure am glad that Boruto is a monthly. End quote. Now this is pretty telling given the fact that he's basically acknowledging the fact that Boruto could come out on a weekly basis, but the amount of strain and effort and work and the fact that he would have deadlines would be a bit of a drawback to him, because on a usual basis a monthly manga should be 60 pages. However, the Boruto manga is only 40, and yet when you look at what he's saying, he spends just about the whole month coming up with the actual material for the Boruto manga, and that's only 40 pages, so 60% of what we're usually supposed to get. And when you look at the decision to do this, it's pretty smart given the fact that while the Boruto manga does move at a slower pace, however, it should be worth noting that the Boruto manga in recent months has been picking up the pacing, so you can tell that Kishimoto is starting to put down more of his ideas and make more suggestions to move things forward. But one of the things you should take note of is the fact that while he doesn't have the stress and strain that Kishimoto did, having to work to meet the different deadlines to get his story approved and put in Weekly Shonen Jump on time, it does draw back to the fans, and in some respects we could say that we're actually being cheated, because we should be getting more content from him. There should be another 20 pages which might address some of the pacing issues, and yet at the same time we have the Boruto anime, which is eventually going to catch up to the Boruto manga, and when that happens we're gonna have a huge clusterfuck on our hands. But for right now, we do have a new story that is continuing in the Boruto manga, and it does help. And yet at the same time, you would think that since he has more time to work on the different manga panels and the thumbnails, that the artwork might be a little better. And I'm not talking about the character designs, because Kishimoto's first character designs, he had to grow into his art style, and I know Ikimoto came out and apologized that his artwork isn't Kishimoto's level. But one thing that we should take notice of is, if we're going to be critical of his action sequences, because those tend to be a little wonky in how they're drawn, and it's a bit of a drawback in reading the Boruto manga, because sometimes you have to stop and look at what you're actually reading to try and decipher what's actually happening. Whereas when Kishimoto did it, there was a lot of attention to detail. You saw the shuriken being pulled out the holster, you saw the flick of the wrist, you saw the direction it moved in, you saw very beautifully every small detail, and you don't really get that in the Boruto manga. While I enjoy the manga, that is one of the nitpicks there, and given the fact that he has such a long time to work on this, it's a real shortfall of the manga. But those are my thoughts on this matter, guys. Let me know what you think about this, and let me know if you want more unscripted Boruto discussions like this in the future. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.